Hello everyone. Here I am playing Shadowrun's extended edition, the bonus content. As I recall, I made a save as I exited, but I want to load the quick save, which should be having me in the Matrix, I think. Yes, okay. So I haven't activated the turrets. Command center. Okay, so you only have to leave that room. Chew us to survive. Yeah. Oops. Let's wait. Let's unlock the armory and the, well, it didn't crit me this time. Alright, basically, I'll get up to here. And this guy. Why am I favoring this side? I feel like fewer guys come in this side, so holding up here is probably a little better. No, see, the thing is, I want to loot in here, and I want to loot in there. So any kind of buff I can give, I probably should just give. I think actually what I should do is just move up to here for a turn. And then put down this as far out as I can. So take up as much room. Or right there. How about right there? And you. I don't see why don't you just come up here and yeah, come up here. Oof. Uh-oh. That is what I do not want. Okay, let's get out our guys. Got him. Let's see. Oh. Alright, let's open up the armory. We love this game. 3185 5119 33791 15693 416939 554917 1722662 ends in W I we click save after every hack. That way, we never have to do it again. 4645 8876 42729 81644 713588 111779 9667543 third class is M, last is M, triple M at the end. That's the only one. And let's get the turrets going next. Which one is the turrets? Is it the middle or the right? I think it's the middle. Oh god, that one can see. I don't know what was going on there. That was kind of scary. I almost got caught. Out of ammo. Alright, well, let's go to you. We can get 3 grenades from here. Flashbang. Let's start filling her up. Oh shit. Oh well, whatever. Go get that rifle. Put it in here. I'm gonna want to stash it. No one's got a strength of 5. Alright, you turn on. No, the turret's not ready to go on yet. Can I kill this guy? 100% chance to crit if I hit him. So 79% chance to crit. That costs 2. What is that all about? Why does it cost 2? Oh, you have to step. Damn. If I'd have gone to here, I could like totally get these guys. We might pull back. Oh, he doesn't have the biotech. You don't have the biotech. Alright, there's only 2 here. Ugh. Kill it. Oh my god, cover. I hate that I have to waste an AP to get into vision of him. Should be able to get this for free. Let's go to her. Is there anything left to pick up? Okay, you get this shotgun. I don't think anyone can use shotguns. Can you? Well, let's do it then. Can I get to this? Might be a good time for it. Yeah, Captain, lose your armor. Oh, damn. My god. Cap 56, love it. It shoots 7. Let this lady do the work here. I think we will have you scout a bit and get out. Drop it. Run as fast as your little tiny legs will carry you. Oh, he got through that? Is he a grenadier? Are they attacking his own guy? Okay, so I need to take another step up, because this guy's a dick. I can't believe that cost me. Like, why am I in combat if I can't see him? So dumb. And it still costs you an entire AP, so it basically cost me an extra round. Yeah, let's do this. 3, 7, 6, 9, 7, 8, 7, 4, 5, 2, 1, 9, 5, 8, 4, 9, 4, 1, 2, 4, 5, 2, 7, 2, 8, 1, 1, 3, 4, 5, 2, 2, 8, 4, 6, 5, 3. Last is M, C, something M, W, A, W, C, C, M. Yes, we'll just do the turrets. Okay. This is for the parking garage or something. Yeah, let's put down the guys and they can get me vision. No, they really freaking can't. Okay, where are you? You're here. Thank you. Kill this guy. I think, get outside the room. Did their primeval escape them? God, just get outside the room. And take a shot at someone. He's wounded 12. That's 2. That's 1. Let's just establish our territory. He's a little wounded. We can heal him. We could shield him. I think. I always shoot at this guy. Oh, you son of a bitch. Did I get AP damage? No. That's a -1 AP. Okay, so... should be able to kill this thing. Five, 9, 4, 6, 4, 3, 3, 7, 3, 8, 5, 2, 1, 2, 9, 5, 9, 9, 4, 7, 1, 3, 3, 5. 4, 6, 4, 1, 4, 7. 6, 1, 3, 2, 5, 7, 8. Something C. And his second to last C, M. W, C, M. A, C, C, M. Was that it? Second one else to C, yeah. Two, 4, 1, 6, 9, 3, 9, 2, 5, 8, 1, 4, 1, 5, 6, 4, 1, 2, 9, 6, 4, 5, 3, 4. 5, 2, 2, 8, 8, 3. 1, 9, 7, 8, 1, 3, 3. I didn't see those. Ends in C. W, C. M, W, C, A, A, C. M, W, C, A, A, C, C. Alright. Let's get out of here. Exit the matrix. Alright, lady. You need some buffing. Oh. This gun is amazing. Yo, get out here. I don't care what else you do, just get out of that room. Alright, you slice and dice. Oh, can I give him an extra movement? No. Alright, you. Gonna come here and clear up a little bit. Chain lightning, these idiots. Oh my god, it didn't chain. Fuck off. Another grenade, wonderful. Minus 4 AP. Ugh, minus 2 AP. There's no AP to be had anymore. What's gonna happen to this guy? Do they shut the door on him and he stays in there forever? Yep. You're stuck in there, idiot. Alright, I gotta kill someone. The mage looks like a good candidate. Five attacks. Yeah, I couldn't get it done. Alright, who's the most wounded? 3, 7, 16, 19. I think here's a good spot. Just to absolutely, well, okay. Alright, are we capping? We capped. Minus AP, stop it. Slow movement, don't care. Just let me take turns. Okay, he's not taking a turn. Okay, turned on them. Again. Okay, okay. I was wondering who I need to kill next. I could pop this. If I pop this, it costs 1 and I get 3. Oh. It didn't cost 1. That's even better. Wait, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5. Yes, it did cost 1. Alright, well, let's kill this grenadier. Fuck. That was probably a better... Let's reload this. Alright, who needs healing? Wounded 3, wounded 7, wounded 16 still. And then you're wounded 9. Let's heal you. Minus 1 AP. Slow movement. Oh my god. He's getting toe up. Okay, well... Big dog here did not lose any AP. So big dog here can kill 2 guys, hopefully. Okay. He should bleed out. You. Let's regenerate. Oh, the bleeding doesn't stack. Do either of you have the required... He's got 2 HP. He's not gonna bleed out. Okay. Can I just walk up and use this training console? Oh, I don't have enough AP. Alright, let's shoot this idiot. Nope. Let's kill this guy. Oh boy. We just walk in here. You. Turn that on. Oh, no. Yeah, we'll reload. I can't hit him. Looks like we might have to go kill that guy ourselves. He doesn't seem to want to come over here. You know what? We use her ability once in a while. We'll try. Alright, let's just go chop. Chop chop. As they say. Well, still getting over here. He will be the support. Yeah, you don't really have anything left to do. You could toss a heal. How about his Gobbet? Wounded 5. And then the other one is yourself. Wounded 3. Let's heal Gobbet. I think it'd heal him at the end of the turn anyway. At the end of the combat. Alright, so we go and we shoot this person in the freaking back. But let's have our support come in first, right? Oh god. You're gonna be out in the open, but it shouldn't matter. There we go. Now... Oh, now we go out those doors. So you don't go out them during combat. There's a guy stuck in this door. Well, we finished the mission. Well, this battle. There's more mission to be had. Now that we've got some breathing room, I'll do what I can to get us access to the door panel. She leans in, studying the panel, then enters a series of key code commands. After a few moments, you hear an audible click. And there we go. Staircase unlocked. Do me a favor and take point, Pale Moon. I think that I soaked up some drain, busting us out of that trap. My head is swimming. Don't worry, I've got the lead. Just try not to fall too far behind. I'll be fine. Now go. I've got your back. Oh, she meant the trap over here. Did I save? Save. Okay, I think this was a decent result. I got everything. I took a little more damage than I needed to, but I got so much loot that if I can get out of here in one piece, I'll be a rich, rich idiot. And then my only goal is to get to 5 strength, so I can be a rich idiot with, like, awesome guns. Man, I want some Dr. Pepper. What time is it? It's only 9:30 in the morning. I just brushed my teeth. I can't be drinking Dr. Pepper, can I? Alright, so it should be an easier battle here since there's not, like, hacking and... I want to get your regeneration on cooldown. Go take a stab at this guy. Well, at least it's flanked now. Oh boy, Isabel, give me some help here. $80 HP. Oh, damn. Oh, that's because it's single shot. Ah, that's better. Why don't I just go up and get some cover? What's this? Charging system. We'll have someone else look at that. You maybe go up to here. This might do something. What? We can't. Okay. The access panel appears to serve as the user interface for the motor pole's charging grid. A small display and backlit keyboard have been mounted onto the machine. Judging by what you can see on the display, it looks like the whole system has been password locked. I don't believe I have a password. Evidence bag. Crumpled note. Mom's PDA. We leave that alone. There is an alarm up there. Oh, hello. Didn't hear the elevator coming. Didn't hear it beep. Cap 56. No cap. I did 77 damage. He had 75 HP. You. Oh, should we get into the crit stance? You. We gotta just explore. I think we'll recklessly advance. Is there someone up there? No, those are cones. Well, they're not even cone-shaped, are they? They're cylinders. Okay, we'll stay together at least as long as we're running around recklessly. Okay, from there. They decided that's the spot they want to stand. Okay. You chop someone to death. Now chop someone else to death. Damn you. Well, yeah, I could kill him with this gun. Oh. This is- Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Get fucked, dork. Okay, well that wasn't great. I lost an AP. What's my goal here? Okay. Okay, well let's reload some guns. And then let's walk. Okay, don't go in the poison. Good job, girl. We better probably go that way. You have one job. Ah, you're the fluffer. Uh-huh. We do want to get to there. Okay, well, let's get a tracer round on someone. A mage, a guard, and a mage. Oh, I want to trace around. Isabel. there like a spot? I don't know. There's not a good place for him to run in from. Maybe circle around. And his regen's up next turn, so... I always miss the first jump, don't I? Well, no, not always, but it feels like I miss the first jump quite often. Uh-oh, there's more. Oh, big boy. It's gonna come trundling along. Alright, let's kill him in one go. I'm gonna kill this mage. We'll just put all of our bullets into this mage, if possible. You want to regen yourself. Give us vision of the corner. Gobbet, do something relevant. Well, we didn't get to regen, but we're out of here. Do a quick save. So I didn't even need to hack the charging station thing because I didn't have a rigger. You need a rigger and a decker to do anything in there. And I'm guessing you just explode all the cars and you don't have to do any battle. Be a guess. Brilliant beams of brilliant smile at you. Ah, you return, and the lovely Senior Inspector Chu is with you. Are you ready to go, my friend? Let's get us out of here. There are patrol boats on their way. He throws back his head and laughs. Marine region patrol boats wallow like pigs in shit. We'll run circles around them. Let's just go. Get to it then. Go. Joman offers a mocking half-bow, leans into the drunken mistake, and punches a button. The entire boat begins to vibrate as the craft's engines roar to life. Best climb in and buckle yourselves down then. This will be a bumpy ride. Are we going back to... Water lashes your face as Jomo opens the drunken mystic's throttle. The boat bounces over the surface of the water like a skipping stone, half jolting you out of your seat every time it splashes down. Jomo's voice roars out over the din in a sing-song cadence, joyous barking out a song in Indonesian. I'm not going to try to sing in Indonesian. He pumps his fist in the air, vigorously swinging some imaginary object overhead. Yeah, I wouldn't know Indonesian if I was walking down the street and I heard it. Kalau berjalan prak prak prak, aku seorang Kapitan. Well, it's captain, maybe? Kapitan? Some kind of sailing song. Well, he sounds happy. Joman is happy. You must all join in celebrating his triumph. Our pursuers are shaken, thrown from our trail like a bucket of piss from a poor man's window. And now your glorious Kapitan will have you back to your impound yard, where you must feast and drink to his success. Chu holds up a hand. Wait, the impound yard is compromised. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Crazed people might even have it surrounded already. We can't go back there. She's right, Lam was a mole. A part of Kraid's conspiracy. They're gonna know everything that he did. Jomo nods, a grave look on his face. I know a place somewhere that the HKPF cannot approach by land, air, or sea. Joman will take you there, and then he will try very hard to talk his way out of suffering the consequences. It sounds like we're going back to your people. Nice to see that Jomo's getting lines in this bonus content. I really do think he was glossed over. For a guy with a portrait, he only had one mission in the real game. And it was like a total side mission. I cracked. I'm having a Dr. Pepper. It's only 9:41 a.m. on a Sunday. The Bentong. I don't know what that's. Oh, 10 karma? Let's see. 4 plus 5. I can get up to enough to hold that awesome gun. You step onto the converted barge with unsteady legs. The deck rocks with the rolling motion of the waves, and you can hear the slap of water against the hull below your feet. The air here is permeated with the smells of engine oil and diesel fumes, all intermixed with the sweat of sailors and the sweet aroma of roasting amberjack. Welcome aboard the Bantong, the jewel of the Loho Jowa fleet. He flashes you a brilliant smile. You will be safe here, safer than you were in the impound yard, in Hooi, or at your mother's teat. Thanks, dude. Nothing enters these waters without Captain Utama's permission. Crate and her people don't need to enter the water to hurt us. They have aircraft and drones at their disposal. Oh ho? And this worries you? Take it from me, Pale Moon. It shouldn't. Jomo swings his arms out in a grand sweeping gesture. Look around you, see for yourself. Those are nice. In the distance, a cluster of enormous guns rise above the Bentong's deck. Heavier Ben... I don't know how I'm going to pronounce that. Maybe it's a real word and Google will tell me. Translate google.com. Detect language. B-E-N-T-E-N-G. Bentong. Fortress. Indonesian.
Benteng.
Benteng. That's probably how I should have been trying to pronounce it from the start. Benteng. Castle, fort, citadel, stronghold, fortification, bulwark, rook, rampart, stockade, redoubt, strong point, fastness, presidio, breastwork, bastille, bishop. It's a rook and it's a bishop. It's McQueen. Okay. What am I doing now? Benteng. That's how she said it. In the distance, a cluster of enormous guns rise above the Benteng's deck. Heavy artillery, coupled with a group of old model Ares CWIS systems, millions of nuyen worth of restricted military hardware, all mounted to a creaking barge with the resale value of a mid-range sedan. The barge has a resale value? I don't know. When you bolt guns like that to it, I think it goes up a little bit. Seabed beneath your feet is littered with the carcasses of countless drones and aircraft. He pumps his arms excitedly, miming the action of cannon firing on an airborne target. They met their doom to the roar of the Benteng's mighty guns. Sheets of flying lead tore wings from fuselages, ripped through cockpits, shredded parachutes to tattered rags. And the waters that she protects are no safer for our enemies. Envision the seabed, far beneath your feet. He sweeps his arm low, toward the waves on the horizon. New life springs from the bones of patrol craft, coral of 1,000 hues, sprouting like wheat from the bloated bodies of those fools who have dared to trespass here. Our minds make short work of those who approach by sea. An elvish crewman steps forward and slaps a hand onto the orc's shoulder. His voice comes out in a breathy rumble. Jomo speaks the truth, Shadowrunner. Nothing can approach this ship and live. I don't doubt it. That's some impressive hardware you've got over there. Okay, let's change the subject. His smile broadens. Perceptive, I like that. Captain Utama is waiting for you below decks. In your place, I would not keep her waiting long. Jomo favors the pirate with a nod. Toy. I like Ty because that's like the guy from Battlestar Galactica, but it was T-I-G-H? I don't know. Toy speaks the truth, friends. Captain Utama is a delightful woman, possessed of many virtues, but patience is not one of them. We should be on our way. Is that the second time they've done that? Virtues, but patience is not one of them. What about my crew? They will wait for you in the rusted hulk that you call home. The one that the corporate people towed here. He jerks his thumb over his shoulder. It's over there. The bolt hole is here, but she isn't seaworthy. How did you... I made some calls. She rubs her temples, squinting. She looks exhausted. Amazing how much freight you can move with a tugboat and a couple of industrial lifting airframes. It must be nice being able to call in favors from a megacorp on a whim. It didn't happen on a whim, believe me. My relationship with corporate is beyond strained at the moment. You can talk with your friends later. Now go to Utama and be quick about it. I tell you this for your own good. You heard the man. I'll call you if we run into trouble. As you say, my friend, he taps a cigarette out of the pack in his breast pocket. I shall inspect the bolt hole and see if anything was damaged during transit. Jomo gives you a nod. Chew, Pale Moon, you're with me. We have a captain to meet. Man, since when do I take orders from you? Still though, I'm excited to look at my strength. 4 and 5 is 9. I can get the strength to hold that gun. The anti-tank gun. So I would use the tracer round gun, the anti-tank gun, and the new gun I just got with like 56 ammo. Shooting 7 every full auto round. And my body's already to 8. I mean, quickness and range combat and dodge can all go up, but the strength of 5 might also help with some checks. I don't know. Usually it seems like the checks are 6 and 7 range. Now we're into deeper content. Killing Ian's Dragonman's visible if not yet unlocked. Okay. Yeah, I think it's gonna be strength. Let's just go ahead and do it before I accidentally click something else. Where am I going? Oh, we cannot. You guys will never get another level again. I continue collecting karma. Ha ha ha. See what's over here. Nothing? Okay. Oh, there's mines. Well, thankfully the ship is ship-shaped. Oh, here it is. Bentang. Well, can't be worse than Auntie Chung. Can it? A weathered troll with a relaxed posture and a commanding presence dominates the cabin. Her face is serious, but her dual-colored eyes glint with curiosity as she runs them over you. It is my honor to introduce you to Captain Utama, our most gracious and benevolent host. Jomo bows deeply. My captain, I thank you for your generous hospitality. I remain your humble servant and offer my deepest respect. She steps forward and places a gnarled hand on Jomo's shoulder. Straighten your damn back, Jomo. Pay your respects if you must, but I have no use for men who bow and scrape. Jomo's back snaps straight, and he hurriedly retreats to his original position. His smile remains as relaxed as ever, but you can't help but notice the bead of perspiration that traces its way down his forehead. The captain shifts her gaze to you, studying your face through eyes the color of dirty ice. She has two different colored eyes, I thought. Is one the color of ice and the other the color of dirt? Is that what you're saying? The smile slowly creeps across her face, twisting the scar across her lips into a second grin. As for you, Shadowrunner, you are welcome aboard the Bentang. Bentang. Mind my rules, and you may stay here as long as you wish. I already know what the name Bentang means, because I looked it up. We appreciate your hospitality, Captain Utama. You're doing us a tremendous favor. Ho ho ho, it's not a favor. Why are you being so generous with us? Her lips spread into a toothy smile. Money, why else? I didn't grant you asylum out of the goodness of my heart. Savor this moment, Pale Moon. You're looking at the end result of me calling in the very last of my favors with corporate. Scar Troll's smile broadens. My hospitality is not given, Shadowrunner. It is rented. Now, before you get settled in, there's a small matter that we must discuss. I'm listening. She rests her hands on her hips. This is my ship. Your friend here has paid your passage, yes, but if you prove to be a disruptive presence on this vessel, I will not hesitate to have you tossed overboard. Unless you relish the idea of swimming with awakened sharks and active minds, you will mind your manners during your stay. Don't worry, I'll stay out of your sailor's hair. I certainly hope so. You wouldn't be the first guest that I've had to put over the side. All of the splashing, the screaming. It's quite distracting for the men working on deck. They won't make a peep, Captain Utama, I promise. This is gonna be a home for the foreseeable future, Pale Moon. We've got nowhere else to go, and I'm fresh out of strings to pull. We get Mitsuhana something they can use, something irrefutable, or we resign ourselves to life on the open sea. Then we find them something they can use. That's right, we do, and we start with Lom's PDA. Meet me at my command trailer. We're gonna crack that thing, and we're gonna find some answers. Okay? The captain's wheelhouse is surprisingly warm despite its coldly utilitarian interior. Sounds of the sea breeze outside roll over the cabin, and a soft whistle hums through the cluttered room. You find Utama standing there, a makeshift wet bar. Crates and tool chests loaded full of liquor bottles, all piled into a coffee table that sags under their weight. The captain swings a clear, yellow-tinted liquid around the interior of a thick glass. You watch her grab a pinch of what looks like salt from a small open dish, then carefully sprinkle it into the cup. Her voice is hard when she addresses you, but her eyes remain locked on the drink, which she continues to swish around and around in ever-tightening circles. Getting acquainted with the Bentang? Are we? She holds a glass up to her nose and inhales. Satisfied, she takes a sip. Her eyes flash toward you. Good, I hate drinking alone. She motions towards the wet bar with her elbow. Water? I'll have what you're having. A bemused grin graces the captain's scarred face. Oh, are you sure? No questions asked. I've got a body of 8. Lay it on me. Thomas swirls the liquid inside her glass, then tilts it your way. Have at it. Let's smell the drink. Her eyebrows raised. You're cautious. Good for you. You'll outlive most of my crew with that attitude, so what do you think? Very nice. Fresh pressed, I'm assuming. Judging by the color and viscosity, I could guess that this was sourced from a farming region outside of Hong Kong. Otama claps a hand on your shoulder. You're correct, of course. Guava juice. Freshly pressed from fruit grown in the Yuan Long district. I respect a woman who knows her fruit. Extravagances such as this serve us well on the open sea. Scurvy is no joke, after all. She takes a slow sip of her drink. With a smack of her lips, she tilts her head toward you and stares at you through dual-colored eyes. See? She does have dual-colored eyes. What the heck? So what brings you here? Something on your mind, Shadowrunner? I noticed a small saucer of powder over on the wet bar. What is it? Cocaine. Utama sniffs loudly through her nose, studies you for a moment before replying. What do you think it is? Salt? She wrinkles her nose in disgust. Does this look like a nightclub to you? We don't garnish our drinks with sugar or salt out here. There's no better way of identifying a shitty drink than the size of the crap pile it's buried under. She rubs a hand along the back of her neck. Look, I've spent the better part of my life on the open ocean. They say that when you first start sailing, you have to earn your sea legs, otherwise rolling sickness will get to you. I never did that, never had to. I had my sea legs from the first time I ever set foot on a boat. Didn't realize that I could catch up to you, though. Didn't realize that it could catch up to you, though. Seems as I get older, my stomach rolls with the waves more and more. She points toward the powder in the saucer. It's an anti-anemic. Keeps me from turning green on the job. You ever find yourself in need of some, you help yourself to my stash, but don't overdo it. A little goes a long way. What's it like to be a female pirate? Got its ups, got its downs. Many sailing men, captains, and crews alike view female seafarers with a critical eye. We're always at a disadvantage. The glare has even landed on me from time to time. Never mind the fact that I'm one of the best damn sea captains ever to grace the ports of this sorry planet. I have to make a display of my power before I'm assumed to have it. On the other hand, and in that same vein, we're often underestimated. This can work to our advantage. I'll never demean myself to gain the upper hand, but I will use a man's idiocy against him to my own benefit. There's no shame in that. The captain flicks a piece of lint off her shirt. At the end of the day, I wouldn't change things. It's a good life, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. Never mind, gotta go. Gotta rodeo. What's in here? Andrei Lukianov. Well, are we gonna dive into all the people on this boat and their life stories and stuff? Okay. Racks of medical supplies and cybernetic components. Ooh, I like those. Line the walls of this room. Across from the doorway, heavy-duty instruments are crammed together. To conserve as much space as possible, many of them look neglected, with a fine layer of dust and grime coating every raised surface. Other implements have clearly seen such regular use that they appear polished from all the handling. A man stands toward the left side of the room. He wears a fitted, high-collared coat that looks like it gives him a lot of movement room and flexibility in his arms. A virtual retinal display hangs over his right eye, highlighting it in yellow. He greets you with a nod and a quick smile. Welcome, he studies your face. You're new around here, I take it? That is a cool get-up. I want it in real life. Without waiting for an answer, he continues, the name's Andre, and I'm in the wear business. I've got a large inventory if you're interested in buying. Show me your cyberware. Show me your moves. What do you got? 4 movement. Oh, it's a... no. How much money do I have? 34. Encephalon net, 1.5 essence, 1 intelligence, 1 decking, no thanks. I already have a platelet factory, right? Yes. So I already have body. I already have body, 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 body. Oh. Oh. Body, leg, arm, cyber weapon. Skin. 2 armor plus 1 body. That's kind of cool. Cost me 1 essence. I'm at 5. Arm, body, cyber weapon. Why can't I get the monofilament wet? Oh, cyber affinity of 4. Arm, brain. What's brain? 1 willpower minus 1 intelligence. I don't care. Cyber weapon. Arm. Cyber weapon arm. Cyber weapon body. Eyes. Skin. Regenerates 6 per round. So I could do that. I'd probably be really close to unkillable if I had that. Cyber weapon, eyes, body, leg. Here's leg. Passive 8 hit points, 1 quickness, 1 dodge. That is amazing. 6 grand for 2 of them. I don't quite have it, do I? I gotta rustle up some dough. I'm more interested in answers. You have a minute? Under his eyes narrow, he takes a half step back, cautious look on his face. Yes? What kind of answers? Who are you? Relax, man. I'm just new to this whole pirating thing, and I'd like to ask you about it. The man visibly relaxes. He exhales through his mouth, finishing the gesture with a smile. Ah, sorry about that. Those who roll with pirates often have long and colorful histories. Lord knows that I do. I meant no offense. Yeah, and? What's your colorful history? He runs a hand behind his neck, carefully considering his next words. Slowly he responds, "Isn't a terribly exciting story. Let's just say that I've got a few creditors after my ass, and leave it at that." So how'd you end up here? You really want to know? I was hoping to learn more about the Bentang's crew. If you don't mind, I'd like to hear the story of yours. Alright, why not? The Joho Loan appear to be solid on the value of you Shadowrunners. They must have information that I don't, but if they trust you, then I suppose that's all I need. He grabs his bearded chin, and eyes sink to the floor in thought. Well, where to begin? I was a physician back in Russia, worked in the trauma ward. It was an emotionally grueling profession. One thing led to another, and it wasn't long before I found myself hooked to better-than-life chips. That's where the debt comes in, a lot of debt. So much that there was no way I could pay it all back in my lifetime. Given my options, I decided that a do-over was in order, so I left my old life behind. That's why these chips are so expensive, right? Well, I tried to at any rate. Seems that no matter where I went, my creditors were always right on my tail. All the way up until I fled to Indonesia. He smiles weakly. There I met the glorious Captain Utama and her sailors. The rest is history. There's no way this bunch let you board for free. What's the catch? You're a sharp one. Nothing comes free, eh? The price of my asylum here was 10 years of indentured service as the Bentang's onboard cyber surgeon. At the time, I thought the deal manageable, but my continuing habit has since driven those 10 years of service up to 30. You're still addicted to BTLs? Jesus. Truth is, I may die before I ever repay the captain, but let me tell you, indentured service among the Joho Loan beats the hell out of being a debtor back in the motherland. He looks contentedly around the medical bay. I've got more here than I could ever have hoped for in my old life. Lucky, hey. You said you sell cyberware, right? Among other things, tell me what you need. Let's see what you got for medical supplies. Just what you would expect. Okay. Maybe. Smell you later. So there must be another shop in here. No, it's the engine room. You can just walk in. But there's no one. Is there a shop in here? Maybe later? Seems like someone would set up in there. Cooking woman. Cooking woman! Cook me something, cooking woman. A woman in an armored trench coat. Wow, that's gotta be heavy. Hunches over a smoking grill. Her assault rifle leaned up against the nearby crate. She prods an assortment of rapidly blackening fish, eels, squid, and other sea life, all the while fixing them with a critical glare. She glances up and squints as you approach. Ah, you're not a prisoner, and you don't look like a pirate. And this sure as hell ain't a standard tourist destination. Welcome to the Bentang, whoever you are. It's the finest pirate barge in at least 50-mile radius. The name's Pale Moon. Who are you? Chastity Blackwell, independent mercenary. I've seen action from Azania to the transporter Aleut Nation. But for now, right now, I'm having a bit of time off with the Joho Lawan. Nobody shoots at me on the Bentang, and most of the visitors are potential clients. Seems like a good place to have a barbecue then. You don't know the half of it, woman. Take my advice and cook your own food while you're here. Utomo's got a quote-unquote chef on our crew, but his skill set begins and ends with adding packets of instant noodle flavoring to things. The man is a culinary butcher, wanted for flavor murder across Southeast Asia. Don't trust him. Why hang out on board rather than in a safe house? I like boats, I like sailors. Chastity shrugs. I've seen a lot of time as hired muscle on everything from drone container ships to small smuggling vessels. Most of those small boats were in the Aegean though. Quick runs between small islands. Shit, I remember this one time. Chastity suddenly starts snickering to herself. The snicker becomes a chuckle, and the chuckle eventually turns into a roaring laughter as she doubles over, clutching her sides. Hey, come on, the Greeks aren't that funny. Chastity begins coughing in an effort to catch her breath. Sorry, she gestures excitedly toward the grill with one hand. The fish! Finally, pulling herself together, the mercenary stands up and takes a long, deep breath. Wiping a tear from her eye, she launches into the story. Okay, so this one time, I was out on a fishing boat, but the skipper was actually running guns and missiles to Bari, right? Not much danger out there, aside from other gun runners and pirates, so we were taking it slow, a nice warm summer cruise. I'd been amusing myself by fishing while I kept watch. I got a tug on my line, and I reeled in this amazing gilt-head sea bream. It was beautiful and a good 10 kilo. She stares off in the distance, shaking her head in disbelief. I knew right then that it's what we were having for dinner that night. Doesn't seem such a funny story so far. One of the other mercs on the boat was this elf pistol adept, fastidious guy. Liked his fine wine and food. Anyway, he sidles up, asks what I'm gonna do with it. What do you think I'm gonna do? I say I'm gonna grill it up with some olive oil, lemons, and garlic. You know, standard Greek style stuff. Well, the elf gets a look like I slapped his mother. He just screws his face up into a sneer and asks what the hell's wrong with me. I ask him how he'd do it. You have to poach a fish like that. Lay down a bed of pilaf rice, zucchini, bell peppers, and onions. You cook it slow in foil with a touch of wine. Only a barbarian will grill it, he says to me. Chastity dips her head, grinning. That wasn't something I was prepared to hear. I explained to him that to preserve the fish's natural flavor, grilling was the superior choice. I might have suggested he had delusions of aristocracy. He countered that his method would create a superior flavor profile overall, as well as be a complete meal, and questioned if my mother had been a goat and my father a chimpanzee. I'm going more with llama and goat. That went on until he had his Colt Manhunter's barrel halfway into my mouth, and my combat knife was pressing against his trachea. We would have kept up our argument too if the first mate hadn't doused us with the fire hose. Chastity grins at you expectantly. How'd you end up cooking it? We didn't. When we got blasted with the fire hose, the fish got washed through us, got buried back out into the sea. I think we ended up having spam and eggs instead. Why does Nutama have a better cook? Honestly, I don't know. A good cook will make or break morale. Anybody who's ever served a ship knows that. I can only assume that Rinaldi is really good at something else. From what I hear, he used to be a targeting officer on a rebel Hook missile cruiser. Maybe he's the guy that set up the Benteng's defensive perimeter? I'm not sure. Still, you'd think that a bunch of damn Filipino and Indonesian pirates would stock a half-decent spice cabinet, but no. It's all prepackaged spice mixes, mostly scrounged from instant noodle packages. I'd have killed for some sambal olek. I'm gonna look up how to pronounce that. How about SAMBAL-OELEK, was it? OELEK.
Sambal oelek.
Sambal oelek. It's kind of what I said. Back to it. A month ago. After Rinaldi tried to make some bebek goreng using his fast food chili packets, they finally let me go ashore for supplies. What do you know about the Johor Lawan? Quite a bit. They're pirates. They lived around Hong Kong. And Jomo is only slightly crazier than most of them. What else is there to know? Sorry. I assume you're interested in something in particular. What's a pirate's life like in the awakened world? Chesley frowns, glancing at you in the sidelock of fashion. Why are you asking me and not Jomo? You know him better than you know me, and I only know what I see from the outside. I mean, I guess I know more about them than most people. She sighs and shrugs. Okay, well, I guess the first thing to know is that it isn't as glamorous as they make it out to be. Most of the Johor Lawan ships are living hand to mouth. They don't have any savings, and they can wind up stranded if something breaks down at sea. It's mostly a lot of sailing around, bribing harbor masters to find out what ships are carrying the good stuff, and then running off to steal it all. Some pirates show up with big guns. This family would rather do it with a fast hit and run. So they've got big guns, but they only use them as a last resort. Ammo costs money, you know. How'd they get started? They were Filipino refugees mostly. Two clans, the Joho and Loa, resisted the Japanese occupation of the Philippines. Some joined the Hook rebels, but most decided to join the Hakka fishing communities around Hong Kong. Over the years, they intermarried, at first with each other, and then with the Chinese, Indonesians, and Malaysians as well. The whole venture is pretty much a family affair. Each ship tends to be run along family lines. The captain is the family elder, backed up by their spouse as first mate. The eldest child, sometimes siblings, is the bosun. The kids are the deckhands. Seems to work out well. It's basically just a family business, and the fleets of ships are extended family. Chastity gestures toward the expanse of the Benteng, smiled crookedly. Because of that, they're united but independent. Take the Benteng, for example. It isn't just Utama's ship, it's her family, her house, her business, and her legacy to pass on to her children. That's part of why they don't like stand-up fights as much as they do hit-and-run jobs. Nobody wants to get their family killed. Where do they operate? They'll go anywhere in the South China Sea. I've heard stories that they get as far north as Hangzhou sometimes, and make runs down to Darwin if the cargo's right. But in terms of their home base, it's been Sai Kung for over 10 years. They're 100% Hong Kong natives, even if some of the locals don't seem to think so. Chastity grins crookedly. I guess that's part of why I like them so much. They're the kind of mixed-up multinational family that makes the modern world so interesting. Their only nation is their feet, and their language is a mix-up of Indonesian, Cantonese, Tagalog, Malay, Spanish, and English. They're beholden to no one but themselves. That's an admirable thing in this day and age. Let's talk about something else. How'd you get into cooking? Are you kidding me? Chastity smirks, folding her arms over her chest. After a minute, her smile fades. Oh, you're serious. Okay, so basically there are 3 types of mercenaries. She lifts a hand and starts counting off on her fingers. The first types are the ones who work for big outfits like MET-2000, Brightblade, Tsunami, or whatever. They're not much different from corporate armies in a lot of ways. They've got tons of support and finances, so everywhere they go, they build bases with mess halls, barracks, the works. Second, you've got small units to sign up with well-established clients. They don't work for a big PMC, but maybe they've got a team of 50 or so. They get contracts from reasonably lucrative clients, a lot of work in Africa from corporations, or urban convoy duty in areas that still a bit iffy. Places like Caracas, Vladivostok, Lago, whatever. And these units rough it a bit more, but they're usually attached to larger groups as extra muscle. Then you've got people like me, true freelancers, cowboys. We fill out the gaps in larger units, but we can never tell how big a group will be with. Sometimes a corporation needs some soldiers garrisoned at some mine. They round up 10 of us and throw us out in the field with nothing but what we brought with us. Unless you have some kind of unhealthy love for field rations, you learn to cook whatever you've got around. Or you make friends with someone who does. See ya. Alright, that was a lot of talking for a lot of nothing. Friendly orc. Constable Hui. Let's go up to the bolt hole real quick. I guess I have to go to the command trailer. Okay, we got a meeting. Well, everything seems to be more or less in one piece. Did you and Chu get anything figured out? More to the point, do you know who we're fighting yet? Not yet. She wants to meet her and go over what we have. Might as well get to it then, because we've got nothing. Oh, and Pale, hurry. These choppy waters are doing a number on my stomach, and I'm fresh out of Dramamine. I want to check my BBS. I have 3 unread messages. We'll start with the Tiger's Den infiltration recap. From Lom. Lom? He's dead. Attached to this mail, you will find a brief recap of our conversation regarding the Tiger's Den. Please save this for your records and review as necessary. Pale Moon and team runners to be conveyed to the Tiger's Den by Jomo. Upon entering facility, runners are to secure access to the second floor and its evidence room. Once said access has been attained, runners will proceed to evidence room and gather evidence of criminal activity on crate. When evidence has been gathered, runners will evacuate to their insertion point for extraction by Jomo. Use of lethal force authorized but strongly discouraged before evidence has been gathered. Principals Chu and Lam will observe operation from off-site. Their role is limited to observation only. Okay. Gearing up. Senior Inspector Lam, gearing up. Finally, Sergeant Lee. Undersea lab jobs. Sergeant Lee, oh, hey, good to see you're interested in my proposal. I was supposed to come here to get his thing. Oh, I did come here. And it wasn't, no, this message wasn't here before I left for the Tiger's Den or whatever. My friend, the one with the problem, is named Meng Kai Xiao. He's been infected with a disease and thinks it was done deliberately. Here, I have a touch video message he sent me. His conditions are worsening, so I'd really appreciate if you could help him out. It's fairly high up in the Manobe International. He's got a lot of money and he needs some heavy lifting freelancers to help him out, so I figured it would be right up your alley. That's really long. We'll take it. Okay, there's 4. I want to read them all, but I have to go on vacation tomorrow, and I need to get my laundry going right now. So I'm gonna go probably take about 5 to 10 minutes to sort some laundry. You may want to fast forward. Be right back. Ish. Well, not right back. Okay, that was not 10 minutes. Well, let's see. Decker still looking for team. Oh my god. Just have a drink of water. Okay. Decker still looking for team. Experienced decker still looking for team to run with. Potential for longer term arrangement. I'm getting on my solo work, but I can't take on most jobs without a team. Seriously, anyone will do. Shinjenjo. Requirements. You must not take experimental stints during runs. You must not tamper with chemicals in secret labs. You must know how to properly operate a moped. You must listen to your decker when your decker says, I don't have control of that turret yet. You must have a good sense of humor, optional. Shinjenjo. Hey, I'm with a group that could really use a decker. My buddies are a Street Sam and a weapons specialist, and I'm a chamois. Follower of Dog. Nice. Chamois, Street Sam, weapons specialist. Okay, they could use a decker. That would be almost like our team. We got our shaman. We got our Street Samurai is the ghoul. Weapon specialist is me. And we bring our decker along. Isobel. Also, we're new to Shadowrunning, so we'd be grateful for your expertise and connections. Georgie Corgi. When you say you're new, how new? Shinjenjo. We know what it's like to be on the streets, pulling small heists, smashing and grabbing, surviving. We're used to steering clear of triad thugs, operating under the radar. We're from the walled city, see, Georgie Corgi. You're from the walled city, as in you lived there until the riots? That was a really unlucky place for a long time. I'm just not sure. Come on, SJ. You think we might be unlucky? We're green, but we're not idiots. We know about you, about your team. People talk. Well, we're willing to take the chance. We believe that our luck has turned. Maybe your bad luck streak has broken too. Only one way to find out. Yeah, you all wind up dead. Fine, I shouldn't be superstitious. We'll just find the right milk run to start with. You did review my list of requirements above, right? Oh yeah, this is gonna be a blast. Thread, push pins. Hey all, I'm really freaked out. I live alone in more or less my own custom-built panic room. Real secure. Everything was normal when I went to bed last night. But this morning I found a threatening message on my bulletin board. Pinky swear. What kind of message? Oxfist. It was some kind of weird poem, and was written out in pushpins. It said, Shadowrunning Fink. I know what you did last night. Have a nice day, Jay. So, what the hell? Pinky swear. I'd say you pissed someone off, mate. Oxfist. There's gotta be a simple explanation. Who's got it in for you? I'm curious who Jay could be. But what I really want to know is, what did you do last night? Crumpeteer. I was on a run, man. Nothing special. Can't talk about it, you know. Pinky swear. Au contraire, Pinky swear. It's the key to the mystery. Who'd you hit? Any megacorp could punch through your flimsy personal security system. Like a drunk orc with cyberfists opening birthday presents. Harbor Rat. What corporate name begins with J? Jinraku? Jazz Technology? Oh, JRJ International. Crumpeteer. You're an idiot, Crumpeteer. No corporation's going to track down a runner just to leave a nasty message in pushpins. No, this is a dark and highly personal vendetta. Phoenix Ascending. Thread police records. Hong Kong police force got me. Was getting booked in Tsim Sha Tsui. Sway. When crazy shit went down. Massive hack. All records corrupted. Partner managed to toss a flashbang, so we're bouncing. But I clutched a matrix connection to see what happened before backups restored. Sending, and we're out, Mr. Prowess. Fast thinking, Mr. P. Let's take a look, shall we? Nguyen K. What the? Who did this? All the profiles read like this. Newbie Ava Young was blamed for central bank thefts, framed by informants. Yankee Noodle. Wait, that's me. This is the truth. I got set up, but no idea how. But the pigs had everything. My face on video feeds, fingerprints, trace. I've had to stick to the shadows inside the shadows to keep out of a lockup. Ooh. I bet I even know who sold me now. Knew I. But I resent being called a newbie. Hit the mark then, huh? These files are going to make for some interesting reading material. New Yankee. I see Sasha's Vladivostok adventure. Oh, yeah, they were crowdfunding a one-way ticket to Vladivostok. My special friend, I see Sasha, has connected some flaky new get-rich-quick scheme in Vladivostok. Or concocted. Don't be stingy. Pull out that cred stick and back Sasha's Pay My Way campaign and help fund this thing, and we can get him out of HK for good. Panda Tax. Geez, Panda Tax, that's not exactly a ringing endorsement. You do actually support Sasha, right? Happy Valley Girl. Sasha's my ex. Panda Tax. Right, okay, I guess I'm pitching in. Happy Valley Girl. Thanks, Panda Tax. We can't undo the past, but we can get me out of your life forever. I see Sasha. You do have a way with words, Panda Tax. Alright. The constable's attention is locked into his PDA's display. He inhales through his nose and speaks. Just because I'm standing here doesn't mean I'm not busy. He shrugs, his tattoos moving with the rise and fall of his shoulders. State your business. What do you do when you're not being a cop? What do I do? You mean like my hobbies? Kind of strange thing to ask. Just humor me, I'm curious. He shrugs. Sure, okay. I paint. Oils, mostly landscapes. I've had a few showings in Victoria Harbor coffee shops. Can we change the subject, maybe? This is getting a little too personal for my taste. Go on, then. I just remembered, I want to set up my guns so I don't forget later. So let's go visit my stash. What do we got here? Yes. Yes. No. Damage 16, no. 35, cap 4. That's pretty dope. I need Biotech 3 for these. I should consider taking that. For now, we'll just confirm. I also want to get Cyberware Affinity up to like 6, maybe? One additional essence, yeah. Wonder what this line here means. Oh, it's there for like everything. Okay. Yeah, so Cyberware Affinity is probably my next target. Although, Biotech 3 probably wouldn't hurt. Anyway, let's go talk to this lady. Although, I'm curious about this guy. Oh, Toy. Yeah, we talked to him earlier. It's nothing. Triple Alpha? That sounds cool as fuck. A powerfully built woman stands by one of the huge guns, smoking a cigarette. She's carrying a cyberdeck and an assault rifle is slung alongside it. She has the wide-eyed alertness of someone who's either supernaturally hyper-aware or has a lot of headwear. Her stance is easy and relaxed. It's the posture of someone who's ready to fight or flee at a moment's notice, but it doesn't expect that she'll have to. The woman nods her head at you, taking a drag on her cigarette. You must be Pale Moon. Heard about the dust-up at the Tiger Stand. Glad to see that you got out alive. Yeah, me too. You work for Tama and her crew? Nah, first time here. I'm just waiting for the rest of my crew to show up. The woman looks at you up and down. You look exactly like I thought you would. Heard some stories about that business with Josephine Song. You can call me Triple Alpha, by the way. Us old runners, we gotta stick together, you know? You stand by your crew, they stand by you, and you can't count on anyone else. She purses her lips, looking around with an annoyed expression. If my crew would ever freaking get here, why am I always the first one on the scene anyway? I want to get out of the shadows and onto a beach. Are you staying out of the shadows for good? Alpha shakes her head, stares off in the distance. Nah, I don't think so. I've been running the shadows for my whole life. That's all I've ever done. I don't know how to do anything else. This is more a vacation. A break, if you will. I figure we take a break, hit some beaches, take in the sights that are off the beaten path, and come back when we're rested. Keep doing the same thing forever, you're bound to get burnt out. Alpha glances sidelong at you and gives a little grin. You must get paid quite a lot to be able to take that much time off. She grins and shrugs sheepishly. I don't want to brag, but I'm kind of rolling in money, yeah. It's a little bittersweet, I guess. Not sure how long we're going to be out of the life. It'll be a few years at least. All of our gear and cyberware is getting old, and it's harder to keep up with the other runners out there. That kind of upgrades take time, you know? Not only do you have to track down the new stuff, you have to recuperate and all that. Pretty sure we'll be back though, and when we are, she makes a low whistle and grins widely. Better watch out, because we'll be top of the line. How big is your team? We've got a rigger, a mage, and an adept. I guess there's also our jack of all trades too. She's not really very good at anything, but she's got a lot of heart. Ugh. Totally unafraid to march alongside us, even though if all she can manage is to plink away with that crappy pistol of hers. And then there's me. You can guess what I do. Alpha gestures to the cyberdeck and the assault rifle slung across her back. Sounds like a solid crew. They're a good bunch. Highly skilled, quiet, we get along. Can't ask for more than that. Alright, see you later. Catch you later. Quartermaster, there we go. Back for more gear? If you've got the scratch, I can hook you up. Firearms and grenades. Sell items. I'm gonna sell the wild one. I'm gonna sell both shotguns. I'm gonna sell this one. I should sell this one too. The shitty armor. So this should give me all the cyber gear I need. Was it... This will put me at 12. Yeah, 12 to 20. No thanks. See you later. Okay, we found the quartermaster. He's like way the fuck over here. Now we go back to the cyber dock. Because those cyber legs look nice. Honestly, the cyber skin did too. I guess I could have sold off all my flashbangs and stuff. I don't really use consumable grenades too often. The AI is pretty good about not clumping up for long. Unless the whole mission has a choke point that they're forced to. Well, show me your cyberware. Can you just do legs? Okay, yeah, okay. Clicking over on an empty leg shows just the legs. When triggered, I don't want that. Okay, so there's one alpha, 2 BioWare. What's the alpha? 8 HP, 1 quickness, 1 dodge. That's amazing for 1 essence. So we can get 1 dodge, 1 quickness for 3,200. And it's half of an essence. One dodge, 1 quickness. That's the same thing. There's enhanced articulation twice. That seems like really good for the cost, right? I don't want a weapon necessarily. Let's look at the skins. Oh man, knowing now that I can just sort by doing that, it's great. So BioWare, and Alpha. 2 armor, 1 body. 1 charisma, 1 armor. I can afford the Alpha. 2 armor, 1 body. Now brain. Willpower, intelligence. Cost 1 AP. When triggered, resist 3 damage from each of the last 3 rounds. No. 1 intelligence for half a thing. 2,500. I'm like 30 million short of getting this. But frankly, 1 intelligence isn't that important to me. And it, like, I could get this, it's just half an essence. I'll be down to 3 essence, that's fine. Let's confirm. I'm pretty much as deadly as I'm gonna get. The brain ones don't really help. And cyber weapon is really just an RP thing, right? What are the odds that some mission actually takes my weapons away from me? Alright, let's save. Let's go talk to this lady. Chew. Chew's command trailer is strangely peaceful. The crew of systems experts that formerly manned the multitude of terminals inside are nowhere to be found, and the omnipresent hum of the trailer's computer banks has fallen silent. The senior inspector glances up from her desk, half turning to face you. Good, you're here, The sentence trails to nothing as she squeezes her eyes shut, wincing. Her hands go up to rub her temples. Another headache, huh? Yeah, migraine. She rubs her temples with both hands. Feels like someone lit a fire behind my eyes. If I were you, I'd get that checked out. Utama must have a doctor stashed away somewhere. Yeah, he just put cyberware in me. She waves your suggestion off. I'll be fine. I already know what's causing this, and it won't be a problem anymore. I ditched it after Lom turned on us. The necklace, you mean? She nods grimly. Yeah, it hurt to use, like looking through lenses ground to someone else's prescription. Made the drain from spellcasting hurt more, too. Truth is, I've been in constant pain for the past couple of months. Cost of doing business, I guess. Sorry to hear, but you're tough. You'll push through it. Yeah, I will. I won't be on the other side of this anytime soon, though. The drain that I soaked up breaking us out of that trap didn't help either. I'm not at 100%, and I probably won't be for months. Okay. Well, maybe we should wait until you know. I don't need you at 100%. Get me into a room with Crate, and I'll handle the rest. You might have to, but let's hope it doesn't come to that. She shakes her head to clear it, gritting her teeth with discomfort. Okay, we've got a job to do. Let's do it. Alright. Let's get to it then. You fish Lom's PDA out of the evidence bag that you had you put it in. The device is in bad shape. Its case warped and bent, but the screen winks on at your command. The display is streaked with Lom's dried blood. It looks like red gelatin, thin and watery. You can just make out the text underneath. Browse the system. Lom, Andy, Lom, Andy, secure mailboxes. Inbox, outbox, live chat, trash bin, junk mail. Search the trash bin. A little digging reveals a file buried in the PDA's trash can. It looks like Lom intended to get rid of it, but he died before he got around to pulling the trigger on it. Read the uncovered file. From Crate to Lom Andy. Instructions, next steps. Mr. Koo, I remember Mr. Koo, tells me that you've accepted our offer. Welcome aboard. Mr. Koo, Mr. Koo, Mr. Koo. Oh, was he the troll that came into my cell after I woke up? Maybe. Maybe. Or was he the mage? Yeah, no, he might have been the mage that poked around in my brain. Once you've delivered 2, report to me and we'll have you relocated to the Typo facility. You'll be safe there. We have the location under 24-hour guard for obvious reason. From there on out, all you need to do is keep your head down and count your money. You keep up your end, and you're going to be a very wealthy and influential man. Okay. If Crate's client, whoever it is, has something worth guarding in Typo, then that's what we need to check out next. Let's keep going. This is good intel, but we need to get everything out of this PDA that we can. Let's start with the inbox. Read the first message. From Wallace Koo to Andy Lom. Package delivery. Everything is ready on our end. Now you need to hold up your end of the deal. The package has to be delivered before the wild card leaves the evidence room. I'm the wild card. Oh, choose the package. Or this whole thing is going to get messy. I'm the package, I guess, making me the wild card, yep. She rolls her eyes. What an idiot. If he wanted to speak in code, he could have been a little less obvious about it. Things do get messy. It's your ass, Lom. Crate wants this to go by the numbers, and that means both the package and the wild card caught in the same trap. We can't chance the package catching a bullet before we can question her. And a firefight in the hallway could raise questions. You know your job, do it well, and you'll get what you were promised. Koo. Things didn't go the way they planned. Crate must be pissed. Koo was the task force magical interrogator, right? The pockmarked guy who worked me over before you got to me. Yeah, now he's a mound of bloody ash decorating the floor of the Tiger's Den evidence room. Overall, I'd call that an improvement. Read the second message. From Crate to Andy Lom. Standing orders, Mr. Lom. Much as I appreciate your concern for the citizens of Hong Kong, it's not your place to question my tactics. The behavior of the SDU is none of your concern. The changes that you hope to see will never come about while Mitsuhama is viewed favorably by the Executive Council. Our client wants to see its reputation tarnished, and a certain amount of heavy-handedness on our part is necessary to make that happen. It's all part of the plan, Senior Inspector. You do your job and let me do mine. Alright, so that's where Crate and her people come into this. The massacre at the end of the Kowloon City riots, the police brutality that led to the riots in the first place, they were all intended to hurt Mitsuhama's PR. What's the end goal? Why would anyone spend this much money to tank the reputation of their own police force? The message said something about changes, pretty hazy on the details. Yeah, hazy, let's keep reading. So go to the outbox. This looks interesting. Anyway, let's go in order. Okay, I'm in. Alright, Ku, I've considered your proposal and I want in. You were right. Chu is a lost cause. She's corporate to the bone, and trying to argue with her is like talking to a brick wall. She doesn't give a damn about what the Hong Kong police force is supposed to stand for. All that matters to her is the company's bottom line. Oh, fuck you, you little weasel. At least I don't turn on my own people for a paycheck. It's funny. I used to be such an idealist. I joined the Hong Kong police force because I wanted to help people. But that isn't what this organization is about, whatever the recruiters say. Good cops don't have a place in Mitsuhama's police force. The corporate culture of the HKPF either changes them if they're weak, or chews them up if they're strong. Either way, they wind up broken, and I can't be a part of that machine anymore. The big change you're talking about, it's a change to fix things, a real honest-to-God chance. Oh, and so, as much as I hate your methods, I'm going to help you. I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it because I want the HKPF to be better, and this is a chance to make that happen. A remote chance, maybe, but it's better than nothing. Sounds like he's expecting some sort of shakeup within the HKPF. Yeah, sounds that way. Tell Crate I'm in. I can bring you Chu, and I can help you dismantle this task force. But you should know that if you've been bullshitting me, if things don't change for the better, I'm coming after you. You can count on that. Threatening a mage like Cool is rarely a good idea. Blom would have got himself killed if he tried anything. Still, we learned something here. Blom was convinced that Crate and her people were working towards some sort of shakeup in the HKPF. A big change. What kind of change do you think they're talking about? Not sure yet. I don't want to speculate until we've pulled everything out of this PDA that we can. Let's keep reading, see what else we can turn up. Justice. From Andy Lam to Irene Tong. Irene Tong. That doesn't ring a bell. Irene. I know that you have every reason to hate the police, but hear me out. What happened to your family was wrong. I'm going to do everything I can to make it right. I can't bring your husband back, but I can help make sure that the constables who killed him pay for their crime. Big changes are coming, I promise. Between then and now, please allow me to cover your mortgage payments. I've recently come into a large sum of money, and I want you to have it. Consider it a show of good faith until I can bring you the justice that you deserve. Alam. I don't know anything about this, she frowns. Must have been related to some old case of Lam's from before he got assigned to the task force. Maybe it was a personal thing, a friend of his, or a romantic interest. It was someone he cared about, that much is clear. Sounds like Lam blamed Hong Kong police force culture for this woman's family tragedy. Personal crusades have been started for less. Yeah, sure. Grouping up the people responsible for the Kowloon City massacre out of guilt, though. She shakes her head. What kind of ass backward thinking is that? The kind that idealists and zealots have always used to justify their actions. Nothing new about it. This whole thing raises more questions than it answers. Let's keep going. There has to be more in here for us to find. Okay, zzxdsc.poo4. The message has been corrupted. A meaningless stream of garbled text fills the screen. Oh. I was hoping it was like some kind of coded. Inbox, outbox, live chat. One chat, me. Read the chat exchange. Did you authorize a second mind probe of Moon while she was unconscious? I'm looking at the transcript of her interview and she insists that 2 mages were screwing around with her brain last night. Andy Lam. No, I was against you having her scanned in the first place, remember? Why would I give authorization for 2 different mages to poke around in her brain, Fiona Chu? I don't know, maybe you wanted 2 sets of findings to check against one another. I know that you have trust issues where magic is concerned, Andy Lam. I didn't authorize anything, Lam, and unless we have a second magical interrogator that I don't know about on the task force, I'm gonna go ahead and guess that she's making it up. Fiona Chu. So, what? You just want to dismiss this? You don't think it warrants further investigation, Andy Lam? In a perfect world, I'd tell you to knock yourself out, but right now, in the world that we live in, there's no time for that. We're too close to Crate to go hunting for a mystery mage who may or may not exist. Fiona Chu. Andy Lam. The council doesn't want any more delays, Lam. Neither does Mitsuhama. So drop it and do your job. I don't want to have to tell corporate about this. Fiona Chu. Alright, Fee. You win. For now. This discussion isn't over. Andy Lam. Yeah, Lam. It is. Keep going, Pale Moon. Let's see what else there is to see. We did in, we did out, we did live, we did trash. Junk mail it is. Lum's junk mail folder is packed to the gills with all manner of unsolicited messages, scam mail, advertisements for everything from illicit drugs to designer electronics, and countless pornographic images fill the screen. It'd take days to sort through all this for anything useful, and searching by trial and error would likely expose the PDA to a whole host of nasty worms and viruses. Oh, remind me to never open my own junk folder. Search for tag messages. Tag ID. Chu? What's the name of KRAIT? Oh. What could be a tag? Package. Oh, package and wildcard. ZZXDSE.P004. ZZXDSE. Okay. Okay, well, I don't know. I think that's everything we're getting. She accepts the device, green expression on her face. Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe you're right. She turns the PDA over her hand and flips off the device's power switch. The screen flickers and dies. She rubs her eyes, drawing your attention to the dark hollows underneath them. Alright, so here's what we've got. Crate and her people are working for someone powerful and rich, probably a megacorp, but we don't know who. They're trying to tank Mitsuhama's reputation with the executive council so that they can bring about some kind of change inside the Hong Kong police force, and they've got a facility in Taipo that they're keeping under heavy guard. Sounds about right to me. Isn't much, is it? We don't even know who we're fighting against. It's enough. We even know where we're going next. Taipo. You're right. That's where we'll find her answers. She runs her tongue over her lips, wetting them. We'll need a plan. We can't just go in blind. I've walked into worse situations and come back out again. You don't know what it was like in the walled city. You're right, I don't. And I'm sure that you're plenty tough. But we're likely to be very seriously outgunned when we get to Taipo. And I don't like the idea of going in without a plan. I'm going to reach out to my contacts, see if I can pull any more strings. You go back to your boat and inform the rest of your team. I'll call you when I know more. Got it? I'll go talk to them. Good, I'll be in touch. Really wish I would have guessed what kind of tags to search for. I mean, I guess I could have looked on the wiki or something, but sometimes that just feels a little cheaty. A little? A lottie. Hey again, welcome back. You find anything of use? Nope. But we know where we're going. Craig's client had a warehouse in Taipo. The SDU is guarding. That's not what I was hoping to hear. I don't like going into a fight without knowing what I'm up against. You're the decker. Why don't you, go deck? She was talking to her corporate contacts. With luck, we can end this thing with a comm call. Somehow I doubt that it'll be that easy, my friend. These things seldom are, but perhaps. My PDA buzz is cutting him off, Chew. Chew's face flickers into the PDA's view screen. She looks haggard, even more so than before. The call was a bust, Pale Moon. I've still got a few execs willing to go to bat for me, but the rest have already written us off as a failure. Nobody's gonna risk sparking off a corp war on my say-so, and I can't even tell them who they'd be fighting against. We're gonna need a hell of a lot more than we've got if we're going to convince anyone to move on this. I guess we're heading to Taipo. Yeah, looks that way. She lets out a long sigh. Look, Pale Moon, I told her that you and your team would be well compensated for helping me, but I never really specified exactly what your reward would be. I think you should know. You've got my attention. We'll start with the bad news. I can't put a monetary value on what your team will receive. Truth be told, I'm gonna have to wrestle with corporate to get to much of anything. A lot of the cost of renting out the Bentang came out of what had been set aside for your reward. Excuse me? What? You'll still get paid, I promise you that. It just won't be enough to retire on. Nothing I can do about it. That's just the way it has to be. Gaba crosses her arms over her chest, a disgusted look on her face. Yeah, I'm sure it is. We never should have trusted. Chew's voice cuts in, talking over her. As for you, Pale Moon, you're a different story. For you, I've got something better than money. This had better be good. It is. I can get your sin restored, Duncan's too. I can give you your old lives back. Holy shit. That's right. Imagine the doors that'll open for you. You can return to Seattle, pretend that none of this ever happened. Hell, you can do whatever you want. You can do it completely above board. What I'm offering you is the freedom to make your own choices again, the same freedom that Crate and Josephine Song and Kinley Chung took away from you. Anyway, I just wanted you to know what's on the line before we headed out to Taipo. Going to get my kit ready. I'd recommend that you do the same. I'm on it. Let's finish this. Go to Jomo when you're ready. He'll sneak us into Typo and we'll bring this thing to a close. Oh, and Pale Moon, I can't promise that we'll come back to Bentong after this. Taking the sights now because it might be your last chance to get. You don't have to tell me twice. She begins to look away, then seems to think better of it. The camera focuses on her face. Oh, and Pale Moon, your boss's rock. That song that you took from Eddie Pong got broken in the move. I found it in about 50 pieces when we got here. It's in the waste basket under my desk if you still want it, but I can't imagine it's worth much anymore. Sorry about that. Your video feed crackles and dies. Chu's face winks off of your PDA and the display goes dark. Well, that presents us with something of a conundrum, my friend. He takes a drag on his cigarette and slowly releases smoke through his nostrils. Koshei paws at the ground. If this payment goes through, your Shadowrunning days with this team are over. With a sin, you would be a liability. You could perhaps remain in Heoi, but you need to find a different line of work. A difficult decision. I'll put some thought into it. See that you do. For now, we have a job to prepare for. Kinley Chung wishes us to complete this task, and so we will, payday or no. This conspiracy could pose a threat to the Yellow Lotus, and we cannot say with certainty whether it does or not until we enter the warehouse in Typo. You're right, get ready. We've got to secure a secure facility to raid. Holy shit, you finally stopped talking. Alright, let's go into her command desk. Wait a second. I wanted to get the song. It's in pieces in her trash. Will she all talk? Okay, well. I think we spent all of our money. Almost. Spent almost all of our karma. Let's make a save. Should I... 2 hours, 20 minutes stream so far. I kind of need to get a little housekeeping done. Maybe eat some food. It's 11 in the morning. I haven't eaten yet. I could just eat some salad that I have already made. No, I think I'm gonna end the stream and try to finish this mission. Hopefully it's the last one. I don't think it will be. But at least do this next mission in the afternoon. So let's save and quit here. Thank you so much if you made it this